Hey, good morning drivers, this is Andrew at Third Coast RC and we're here to give you another review on a car. Today we're going to be looking at this car. We're going to be a comprehensive review of this little beautiful car here. This is the CEN Ford Puma. This is their 8th scale rally car. And just look at it. It is beautiful. You know, it's just sat, it looks good just sat on the desk. But what do you get? You know, what do we get in the box? What comes with this car? Obviously the car's in the box. It comes with the radio that we'll talk about a bit more. It comes with instruction manual, a little bit about how to put the body together, some extra stickers if you wanted to switch out the stickers for different drivers, and then we also have the manual for the radio and a few little tools, wheel wrench. Got a couple of servo horns that I think are for if you put on a different splined radio. One's with a servo with different splines. You've got the instructions for the ESC. So let's look at the radio. It is the standard CEN radio. It's not a bad radio. We never have too many problems with them, but it doesn't have dials or anything like that. You have to adjust it through these buttons, which is pretty easy to do, but you have to read the instruction manual to figure out how to do it until you become familiar with it. You know, I like old school with dials, but this one's slightly different, but it works just fine. No problems with range or anything like that. The car is 1/8 scale, so this is not 10th scale. And just to show you the difference, here we got a 10th scale. This is a big 10th scale rally car by Tamiya, and this is an Audi Quattro. This is a Ford Puma. An Audi Quattro is a bigger car than a Ford Puma. Now we can see the difference there. Okay, so we said customer came in, so we just had to stop a second. So we're looking at the scale. This is an Audi Quattro by Tamiya. An Audi Quattro is a big 10th scale, is a big car. So you can see the difference in size here. The CEN Puma, which is naturally a smaller car, is way bigger. So it is pretty, you know, sometimes 8th scale cars these days are bigger than 8th scale. I think this one's pretty true 8th scale. If we look at the wheelbase on this car, center axle to axle, it's 11 3/4 inches. The whole length of the car is a smidge over 18 inches, and outer fender to outer fender it sits about 9 1/4 inches wide. We're going to weigh the car. I'll leave the body on and we'll weigh it, give you an idea of the weight. It's not particularly heavy, it's quite light for an 8th scale car. 8th scale cars, like 8th scale buggies, usually come in about 8 or 9 pounds. This car weighs 5 pounds 6 ounces, so it's pretty light for an 8th scale car. So where are you going to drive this car? This car is made to run in rough parking lots, on light gravel. It's not meant to, you know, you can run it on super smooth surfaces where it'll drift around a bit. You can't take it in really long grass. You can take it in short manicured grass, but you're not going to be able to run it in a field with long grass or anything like that. But you know, it's made to run where rally cars are made to run, and rally cars are a lot of fun. They're a really good part of this hobby. They're not particularly popular. I don't know why that is, because they are, you can run them anyway. You know, if you've got a rough parking lot like we have outside here at our shop, then this car's perfect for it. You run one of the 10th scale sedan cars, it's a bit rough, they're bouncing all over the place. This car does so much better in that kind of environment. The wheels are pretty specific to this car. They're real nicely done Pirelli P0s. They got the white rims with the lightly treaded tires. I've driven this car a bit. The performance of them is pretty good, and they look fairly resistant to wear as well. I've driven this car quite a bit and I don't really see any major signs of wear on these tires right now. I'm just running it in the parking lot here primarily, so they should last a long time. The body, man, just look at the body, it's so cool. You know, it's got the Red Bull scheme on it, World Rally Championship. It's got a really strong solid rear wing. You can see how it's mounted inside here. The wing is mounted with braces, so even if you do get a rollover, and I've never rolled this car over, it's real strong. It has these little air ducts on the rear that again are fastened on, and the mirrors are also braced on the inside. They're not just held on with screws. So they did a real good job on the body. But honestly, that's reflected in the price of a replacement. I think these bodies, I think they sell separately when we've got them here. And again, they come without the stickers on them, so you're gonna have to put all the stickers on them and put the wing on everything. But I think they're about 120 bucks.
They wrote the price on there?
Yeah, $100. $100 for a replacement body for this car. So it's nice, but look after it. The chassis, let's look underneath. Let's see what we've got inside here. Real nicely done. It's like what I would call a bathtub type chassis with the sides to it. It's not a flat chassis. Then on top of that, they've added this triangular bracing at the corners, which makes for a nice low center of gravity platform, and keeps some of the dirt out of the running gear as you run in. It's kind of like deflects the dirt from going, you know, directly going onto the chassis and the electronics. The shocks are plastic bodied, but they are threaded, and they are fully adjustable. You've got aluminum shock towers here with multiple mounting points. You've got 2 mounting points on the lower arms. Same on the rear. They're the same shocks, front and rear. There's no difference between them. And the shock towers are the same, I believe, as well. The battery mounting, you can see here, is real nicely done. Sits low inside the car. It does have little stoppers. It does have a little plate to stop it moving around, even when you've got it strapped down. It takes the standard size 2S and 3S batteries. That's what it's set up to run on. The ESC in this car is a Hobby Wing Max 10. So it's a good, solid, well-known brand that everybody knows how to work with. Easy to program, easy to work with, and it's just a good all-round ESC. I believe it's 100 amps, a Max 10. And the motor is a 3000 kV 3658 sized motor, and it comes with a cooling fan on it, which is real nice touch. The servo, which is hidden behind the radio gear, is the standard CEN servo. It's an okay servo. I've had no problems with it on this car. It's standard power and torque. It's not a super high torque unit, but you don't need it in this car. I had no problems with it. I've run this car quite a bit, and I don't have any real complaints about the servo. It performs quite well on this car, real good. So that's the car. Let's just have a look underneath. We see the chassis here. Underneath we have a center aluminum plate style chassis. If you look at the arms, they're quite well done. They're not flimsy. They've got bracing on them throughout. You know, they didn't go cheap on this car. They did a good job with it. I've had no problems with any of the suspension, hitting a few rocks and bumps out there, going over speed bumps, things like that. The rear toe is fixed. The toe in is fixed, but you can adjust the camber. The front, of course, you can adjust the camber and the toe in, and I think you can adjust the caster as well. But you know, it's fully tunable suspension. So that's a real nice, because when this car came, I had 2 issues with it when I got it out of the box. One, the spur gear and the motor were not meshed properly together. I noticed as soon as I started to run it, it was real loud. I popped the cover off, which is real easy. You just undo 4 screws here and this cover just pops right off. And I had to adjust the motor. It was just done wrong from the factory, which is something that happens. It's disappointing because a new buyer or somebody new to the hobby might not have realized, and they would have ran the car and probably stripped the spur gear, which would not have been a good result. We can see here that the motor mount is real easy to adjust. Actually, you can just undo this screw here, and another one that you can get to. You can just slide it backwards and forwards. It's really easy to adjust the mesh between the pinion gear and the spur gear. So all in all, you know, sat on the bench here, looks beautiful, looks good. The price of this car, we sell them here $460 out of the door. So It's a little bit on the high side, but it is an 8th scale car. But
HPI,
you know, but it's less than the HPI rally car, the Subaru, which is another, you know, $40 more than that. It's close to 500, and it's very hard to get. It's always out of stock. This car seems to have a little bit more availability. Parts seem to be available for this car. So, and then it's interesting, we're going to do another video in the next few weeks when the HPI comes back in stock with this car, and also the new 1980s Audi Quattro that's coming out from Charisma, another 8th scale rally car. Again, that one looks like it's got a fantastic body on it as well, though it's going to be hard pressed to beat this body. This body is really nice. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go outside. We're going to run this car. We'll take the radar gun. We're going to run it on 2S and 3S power, which what it's made to do. I certainly wouldn't be considering making this car a 4S car. I think it's just going to be too much. You can adjust the gearing and get good speed on it on 3S, and out of the box it runs good both on 2S if you don't want to go crazy and just have fun with it. If you want a little bit more performance, then throw a 3S in there. Both economic battery packs. It comes with standard Dean's connectors. So there's no issues there. I mean, it's just an all-round good car. And I'll tell you a little bit more about this when I drive it. One thing I've noticed is when you do drive it, I think the diff fluid that is in the differentials is a little bit light, because when you punch it, you get a lot of torque steer. It tries to pull to one side, and I think thickening up the diff fluid would help to reduce that a little bit. If you feed the power in, it's fine, but if you just peg it, then it tends to squirm a little bit to one side. But you'll see that when we do the road demo. So we're going to take it outside, and we'll be right back in a few minutes. Try to stay out of the sun, Jack, with the camera.
it's going.
Good. Alright, so we're here. We've got the rally car. We've got a 2S battery in it right now. Jack's got the radar gun. I'm going to drive it around the parking lot here and see how it performs. I'm not going to take it off the curb. Step over here, it looks beautiful in the sun. So you can see the car out of the box. It has a little bit of suspension movement. I have tweaked the suspension slightly to how I like it. You can see that it has a little bit of body roll, but it's not got so much grip that it wants to roll over. It's digging a little bit, but it's not rolling. It'll slide. You can see the rear end sliding. I got it set up for a little bit of oversteer. See, and the car's running real good. It handles real nice in the squirrelies close in like this, doing figure of eights. So we'll punch it down the parking lot now. So this again is on 2S. Got a little bit of a crowd here. I would say that's about close. What did you get? 27? I was going to say 25 miles an hour. That's 27 miles an hour on 2S. You know, but on 2S it's real fun to drive. Car coming out here, just watching what he's doing. You do donuts if you want to, and it still doesn't tip over. It will go over the bumps here, the speed bumps. Well, you can hear the chassis touches as it goes over there. But this parking lot is rough. If I was driving a 10th scale car, like an RS4 or something right now, it'd be bumping and jumping all over the place. So brakes are real good. I mean, it's a max 10. It just works. You know, it's set up well from the factory. You don't need to adjust any of your ESC settings. The braking's good. The wheels don't lock up. They've got it set up right. And the tires, they really grip good in this dusty parking lot. You can throw it around. So what we're going to do now is take a short pause. We're going to switch to the 3S and see what we get. So we're back. We've got 3S in here now. I'll show you that little thing that it does when you accelerate. So if I punch it off the line here, see how it pulled to the right there when I really punch it? See that? That's just torque steering there. As I punch it, if I feed the power in, it doesn't do it. So we're going to try and get a speeder on it now. You ready, Jack?
Yeah.
Cars coming out all over the place here. We got 34 there, but I wasn't full speed. I think it's going to be about 40. at full speed. I'm not going to be able to get full speed here, there's too many people around. 37 that time, so about 40. So that's pretty good. I mean, it's sporty, let's say that. You know, for a newbie, it's going to be quick, yeah. But 40 miles an hour is a good speed for a car like this, you know. I don't want cars that go like crazy fast speeds. They're cool and everything, but in most environments, you can't go that fast. And if you hit something, you're going to break it. So, coming back now. So what do we think of this car? I mean, it's comparable with the prices of other cars in this genre. You know, it's a little bit less than the HPI. The new Charisma that's going to come out is going to be a little bit less than this. I think it's about the same price as the Traxxas rally car, the VXL. Yeah. You know, I like this car. I like the detail on the body. I like the way it handles. I like the adjustability of the suspension coming from a sedan racing background. I like that. You know, I think if you've got the money, you're looking for a rally car, I think it's a real good choice. But I think you are going to have to go in the diffs, and I think you are going to have to put stiffer fluid in there to make it more all-wheel drive all the time. Apart from that, you know, I think it's good. We'll be posting another video showing them all together in a few weeks with the other two that we're going to have in stock. So check us out online, Third Coast RC, on Facebook, Instagram, and our website, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.